Alright. Hey guys, welcome to the unboxing of the OUYA. This is it. This is the latest and greatest console that just was released a couple weeks ago. This is it. Has the controller and the console included when you get the main console. I actually thought it only came with just the box itself, so I went ahead and ordered a second controller. So I've been hearing some reports on these things saying that basically some of the buttons are kind of wearing down a little bit. If you're hitting them pretty hard, they kind of stick in. I've heard things about the directional pad being a little flaky. It's not as good as the PS3 or even the Xbox 360's current controller. But as it stands now, this is actually pretty decent value for the controller and the console together. So I would recommend just sticking with the actual $100 price tag for the box itself. You can see it right now. It looks pretty slick. It's got controller, a little glossy finish on here. Free the games is the tagline, and so the revolution begins. As stated over here, I think that's kind of cool how they put a lot of effort in the Kickstarter campaign. I wasn't really following it too much, but then as it caught wind with the public and the gaming press and all that stuff, it was kind of like, hey, this is actually going to come out, So I think that's kind of cool. You can kind of stick that up on a wall or something like that, or trash it, do whatever you want with it. But I think that's a pretty cool thing to stick in there. So we'll keep that there. The box itself. Just showing off some of the games that's included with it. Let's see. It's got basically screenshots. It's got the interface up here. So if you guys want to check that out, hopefully you guys can see that. Let me try to get a zoom in here. Yeah, so there it is right there. I'm not sure about this being in retail. I don't know who sells it in retail. Maybe Best Buy or something like that is going to get a hold of it. But I think it's pretty cool little gadget that you can have and plug in your own TV and not have to worry about too much of the setup process. You just plug it in, basically run through account management, and that's about it. So I'll get to that later. Let's see what we actually got inside here. Alright, so it's got a little tray inside there. Here's the controller. This is the first time actually carrying this in my hand, so it feels pretty good. It feels comfortable. It's got like a nice little, I don't know if this is metallic or not, but yeah, it's got a nice cool touch to it. So this looks like a little aluminum finish here. The buttons are pretty responsive. I'm not sure if it's pressure sensitive or not, but it's got 2 analog sticks, similar setup to the 360. Alright guys, we're back. I had to replace a battery for my camera. Alright, so we're good to go now. I went ahead, while I was replacing that battery, I wanted to check a little bit because I didn't see any ports to actually charge this controller, suggesting that it actually uses batteries, which in fact it does. I saw a diagram on the internet. Basically, you take off this front piece right here. It's got a little faceplate, and under there you have the actual AA battery slot right here. So you got one on this side, and it looks like you have to adjust this side as well. So let me see if I can take off this tape. Okay, so this side should just pop off right here, which is really neat. I've never really seen a controller do that. That means that you probably access it pretty easily. There's a bunch of screws on here if you wanted to customize these controllers, perhaps. I don't know why you want to do that, but you can actually see the inner workings of here, of how this thing is functioning. Maybe the only thing I would do is modify this D-pad here. That's the the one area that I feel like people are complaining a lot. And but you can always go to a PS3 or Xbox 360 controller, which is nice. So you put your batteries in there. I'm going to find some batteries for that later when we're actually powering this sucker on. So we put this back up here. Let's get that one. Make sure you put that nice and firm up there. Okay, so there's a controller. I've got 2 of them. This actually feels pretty heavy, this box. So we'll see what's in here too. For now, let's go on to the main thing here. Everybody wants to see this. This is it. I mean, this is how big it is. It fits literally in the palm of your hand. Let me see if I can zoom in here a bit. Okay. That's it. That's pretty fantastic right there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's nice. You know, it's portable. You can pick this up. You can carry this around, transport it really easily. So definitely people for traveling around, don't have all the storage space that they need. Just take this with you, put it on your carry-on bag, which is nice. Now this one also, let's get an image of the actual side. Is this the side? Yeah, this is one of the sides of it. And here are the ports. So if you guys want to check and see what it's got here, it looks like it's got a HDMI. Let me right side this up. It's got an HDMI over here, bottom right corner. It's also got above that USB drive, and it's got a micro USB. So if you want to plug something in from like your phone or what other source, you can do that right there. And of course, it's got the LAN, the Cat 5 jack, right, Ethernet port right there, and then also, of course, your main power. So you know, that's not bad right there. That's pretty much everything you need. The USB, the HDMI, and the Ethernet port are pretty much a necessity right there. And so, I mean, this is it. You got the power button on top. That's pretty cool right there. So there's screws. You got 4 screws here. It looks like Allen wrench for that. And they say you take that apart, take all 4 of these screws apart, and then you can get right into the meat and potatoes of this thing, pull out the frame of it, and look into the actual design and the circuit board and stuff. And that's where you can actually modify the hardware, add your own chips to it, and customize it for whatever type of programs you're running. Whatever, if you're a developer, if you're trying to get some kind of extra functionality out of it, some accessories, peripherals, stuff like that. I mean, that is amazing that they let you do that, and they let you do it without voiding the warranty. So that's a benefit and a plus for this console, being also a $100 price tag. So we'll see how, if people mess up their console, that's the only concern. I think that, you know, people are going to start tinkering around with it, damage the console, send it back, and we'll see how they respond towards the gamers and innovators alike. So we'll put this back down here. I'm going to open up the second controller real quick, so let me zoom this out. Here it is right there. Focus it back up. Okay, so like I said, I got the second controller here. So let's see what we got inside of it. Kind of surprised they didn't add any batteries with it. I mean, that's kind of standard most of these days. It just adds to the cost. Batteries aren't cheap. Okay, so pretty much same type of look. Let me put that tag up here. I really do like this tag though. That's a great addition. You know, it's something else. It's different. You know, it feels like you're getting something unique with it. Okay, so you're gonna see same type of material and box, a little smaller maybe. Oh, this one actually does include batteries. Look at that. You know, so maybe this one's actually underneath the other side. So we'll check out this in a second, but I do like the fact that they carry batteries in here, so you're ready to go. You don't have to go to the 7-Eleven or the store or whatnot. You've got a couple of AA Duracells, which is nice. It's a nice touch. Okay, so let's see what we got. Try not to break the controller. Let's see what we got inside. See if there's any type of documentation out of here, underside of that. There's an inscription. It says CT version A inside there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me see if I can focus. Yeah, there we go. I don't know what that means. The type of the format, maybe the format of the controller, a version of it. So they're likely to they've already announced that they're going to update that controller. Enough people have been complaining about it, so they're going to come back and introduce a better version. And I think that that it kind of comes with the cost. They wanted to get the hardware done as soon as possible and get this out to the public. So I can't really blame them on that. This is just a documentation on how to connect your controller and whatnot. Let's see if we can zoom into that. Focus that. So you kind of get the idea there. Pairing your controller. So it does use Bluetooth, which is nice. Lets you use that PS3 controller, obviously. So different languages. Okay, nothing special in there. I do like the battery though. That's a nice touch. Let me get that zoom back and focused. Okay. Now let's go and switch off to what's underneath all of that. Okay, so we'll put that there for everyone to look at. And then we got this, taking that off. And here is your power adapter. Let's see what's rated for. AC adapter, it is rated at 12 volts. Okay, so pretty standard there. Small little jack for the back of that. Put that on that side. And let's see what we've got here. Oh, they actually included a HDMI, which is nice. It only looks like about 3 feet though. So, and they also have an extra set of batteries. So there you go. That's everything you need to start this thing. You got your controller, you got your console, HDMI. If you want to plug it right, you have to have this thing right near the TV, which it's small enough. It might fit on most mantles, but you're going to want to get something a little bit longer than that. Looks like we got, of course, the battery. Take that out. Nothing special there. HDMI. I was thinking a little bit of a thicker manual. Maybe it's underneath all of that. Maybe the documentation is online, or maybe it's software based, so we'll have to check and see with that. That's another controller documentation. Okay, so that's so far. We got a controller, we got the power cable, HDMI, batteries, and box, and that's it. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's everything you need to get included with your OUYA. $100 retail. I got mine off of Amazon. I really like that it's a nice gadget to add to your living room or wherever. You take it with you, and it's a cube that you can modify. And I know that Steam might be coming out with their Steam box that's been kind of put out there. No official word on that. But in the meantime, before all the big consoles come out later this year, let me get another zoom in on this. You got the PS3 or the PS4, my bad, PS4, Xbox One coming out later, and I think this is just a great addition because you're filling in that spectrum. Whatever comes out in Android, this is Android, works on I believe 4.1 Jelly Bean, modified version of that, of course. So this is a great piece of technology right here. It's got quad core processor, a gig of DDR3. It's got everything you need. Basically, it's a tablet condensed into a cube. You know, so that, I mean, this is it. This is the OUYA. I will try to get some videos up later of this thing actually performing, and maybe a little bit of the interface, and we'll see how it goes from there. I appreciate you guys coming in, checking out this video. This is all about independent games. So if you guys like that kind of stuff, then I think you guys will be in for a treat.